Hi everyone! Today I wanted to do a little chatty video. Normally I do sort of a will I buy it, and I reference Trend Mood, which has a lot of new releases from a lot of different places. But today I am focusing specifically on Sephora. I was browsing the Just Arrived section on the app and I was like, oh, that's new to me. That's new to me. I'd never heard of that before. And after looking at a couple of things, I was like, you know what? I just want to do this in a video because it's so much fun talking about makeup. And that's just one of the things that I've really enjoyed doing about those will I buy it videos, is just talking about these new releases and theorizing about it. And it reminds me a little bit of first impressions. I know that might sound weird, but because you're not actually trying the product, you're just looking at pictures of it and talking about your thoughts. But it reminds me of going to like the drugstore or to Sephora with a friend and, you know, swatching things and picking things up and being like, oh, you would like this, or this reminds me of this and I like this because, and just having that kind of chat. And that's something that I really miss because so many of my friends who loved makeup have all moved away from me. All my friends now don't care about makeup. I try and talk about it with them and they just don't care. And a couple days ago at work, a woman told me she bought a new lipstick at Sephora, and instantly I was like, what is it? What's the brand? When did you buy it? Do you like it? What do you not like about it? And she's like, I don't know, I just like the color. And I just realized that I was in such a need of just a makeup discussion. So let me just preface this by saying, I know the Sephora sale is going on right now. This is not a recommendations video. This is not me telling you you need to buy these things or to take advantage of the sale, because you never need to take advantage of a sale just because it's happening. Okay, I've been able to handle browsing a little bit better and I'm not as tempted as I have been, and this last year has been really good for me in that sense. I've really been buying just the things that I want or need, and I do have something planned for next year, which I will be sharing pretty soon, which might surprise some people, but I think it's something that I really need to do. Anyway, that's enough of an intro. I have the Sephora app open on my phone and I am on the Just Arrived section with View All. So in case you wanted to follow along with me, but I will put some pictures up here too of what I'm talking about, some little screenshots. So the first thing, I forget that this was announced, if it even was announced, but Sephora sells Morphe now. I was really taken aback when I saw this because, okay, like the larger palettes fit in price-wise, but the brushes and stuff are so inexpensive, and I always view Sephora as being more luxury products. Like I always feel like they have sort of like a certain price point, but then last year they did have ColourPop, so when Morphe moved to Ulta it kind of made sense because Ulta also has drugstore stuff. But I don't know if Sephora is trying to compete with Ulta or what is happening, but I see a few like Morphe palettes and brushes, and I know there's a lot of controversy about Morphe. I like some of my Morphe products. I like some of my Morphe brushes, like I use them all the time, but I don't need any more Morphe right now. I'm looking at purchasing some Sigma brushes that have been on my wish list for years. Actually, years. I have a wish list of products that I wanted that I made back in 2013 or 14, and top of the list was a Sigma brush set, and I still haven't bought it. So that's on my list, and Smith brushes, but that's it. No, Cashmere, you're not coming in right now. No. I can't let her in right now because she'll instantly start playing with the wires for the lights. Sorry, I know people will be heartbroken. Next, there's the Urban Decay Double Dose Eyeshadow Primer Potion, and it's $37. So this, when I first saw this, this really intrigued me, and now it's not even gonna open. Okay, let me restart the app. I don't know if you guys ever have to do that with any of the apps you use. Sometimes I feel like I'm touching and it's not doing anything, and I just got a new phone pretty recently, and I don't know, it's just been a problem. I don't think it's actually a problem with, oh, and it's gone. Okay, this is a weird thing with the app. So I just went right back to the Just Arrived View All, and I see the Morphe stuff, the same stuff I was looking at before, but now it's something different underneath. Okay, so I had been talking about the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and I see it further down now. I'm gonna just leap to that. It still won't let me click on it, but anyway, it's two of the full sizes of the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potions in original, so it's $37. This is Canadian prices, all by the way. You'll see the little C there. So I actually ordered this. So I did make an order of replacement products from the VIB sale because there was some stuff that I've been waiting to purchase, and I'm almost out of my eyeshadow primer potion. This is my favorite thing, and I saw this. So a full size normally is $28. This is 2 full sizes for $37. So I decided to just go ahead and get it because this is the thing that I keep going back to, the thing that I always use. So I did buy that, and I was pretty happy to see it, and I wouldn't have discovered it if I hadn't had looked at the new releases. But I see a whole bunch of stuff that wasn't there before. So there's some Sephora favorite sets. I generally really like these. I don't really like how the view all is not really categorized. Now I know you can actually click on the drop down menu and look at makeup, skincare, fragrance, etc. So you can just look at stuff that's specifically related to that. But sometimes view all sometimes shows you different things, which is weird because if you went to just like the skincare, you might see different things that show up in the view all. And I just like browsing the view all to see what's there. So Sephora favorite sets are something that I really like, although they can be very hit or miss. Sometimes you are buying a lot of products that you might have already tried. You're buying the sample sizes that you might have already gotten for free. And you really have to look at how much you're paying versus how much you're actually going to use. Because if half of the stuff is stuff you've already tried and you don't like, you're probably wasting your money buying this set just to say that you got more product. So I don't have a plan to buy any more of the favorite sets. I have really been trying just to stick to the lipstick one, which I bought like a month or so ago and reviewed. It's just because it's that tradition for me. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Metallic Mini Liquid Lipstick set looks really intriguing to me. This is something that's on my list because it looks similar to some of the metallic shades I have that I either A, want to declutter because it's lime crime, or B, that I want to declutter because they're old and they don't have a very long shelf life. ColourPop. I'm tempted. I do like the Anastasia liquid lipstick formula more than I did before, although I'm not entirely sure. I kind of want to see this in store before I decide if I want to buy it as a replacement for those things that I want to get rid of. The NATASHA Denona Mini Star eyeshadow palette looks really pretty. It does look like a really nice assortment of shades, but I'm actually drawn to this one. I really love my Natasha Denona, but this one just doesn't really speak to me like some of the other ones do. La Mer has a set for $200. Now, I suppose if this was something I really wanted to try, that you would invest the money in it because $200, you get a pretty decent amount of products. You get 4 different things in here, but I can't imagine getting hooked on La Mer products and then wanting to spend that much money on it. It just, I get it. I know a lot of people swear by it, but I don't know if it's actually just because of the price or because of the products are actually that good. You know, a lot of celebrities recommend La Mer. They're always using it, but it's because it's kind of the top of the top, right? It's the best, the most expensive, and it kind of makes sense that somebody who has a net worth of like $80 million is going to recommend a moisturizer that costs $200, because to them that's not going to be much of anything, but to like a regular person that's a lot of money. So I don't even want to try it because I don't want to like it, you know. I don't want to spend that much money on a product like that when I have other moisturizers and stuff that are working for me right now. Not to say that it doesn't work, because obviously I've never tried it. The MAC Cosmetics Powder Kiss Lipstick. So MAC is now being sold by Sephora, I think just online. This is kind of weird to me and doesn't really make a lot of sense. I always viewed MAC as very separate and very much their own independent sort of brand, right? They're not independent because they are owned by a larger organization, but I never really thought of them as being sold at Sephora when they have their own website, they have their own warehouses, they have their own standalone stores. Like, it's kind of odd. Now, the Powder Kiss lipsticks are intriguing to me because they supposedly have a powder finish, and I do like MAC lipsticks and I'm kind of curious about it, but I really don't. I don't need it. That's the reminder. I don't need it. There are so many sets, not just the Sephora favorite sets, but like every brand have these little sets, and some of it's good and some of it's bad, but I see a lot of repetition with products. It's a lot of the same stuff that they include in sets like every year, and it's like they develop little minis to be given away as samples on Sephora, or to be those little point perks, or to give them away if you put in the code for your Sephora order. You know, you can get like a deluxe size sample of something, and then you see those thrown into the brand's little compilation sets, which just always seems a little weird to me. The new Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes, oh my god, I want them so bad. I'm really glad that the larger one was out of stock when the sale started. To no surprise, it's really fishy to me that it is out of stock, because I guarantee you when the sale is over, it will magically be back. Yeah, they pulled it because they knew it's something that people would buy because it's on sale. And I was honestly going to be one of those nut jobs that was going to buy it for like 20% off, which was crazy. I'm glad, like I said, glad it was out of sale because I really didn't need it, but I really wanted it because I love Pat McGrath eyeshadows and I just love her brand, and don't need it, but want it, and that's the difference there. I feel like most of these things are things that I don't want at all, except for Pat McGrath. Like, I want all of the Pat McGrath. Oh, so sad. The Sephora collection Once Upon a Night Blockbuster set, $62. I like the little bug shape of it. It's kind of cute, but I don't know if a real makeup lover would need this. This feels like more like play makeup. Like, I used to get those sets for Christmas from the drugstore, those ones that were like $30 that weren't packaged as nicely, but definitely had that assortment of products, the lip liners and the lipsticks and the eyeshadows and the blushes and all that stuff. And it's fun play makeup, but not serious makeup. Like, I feel like this is something somebody will buy for like their grandchild, their niece, you know, their little sister. I don't know how many people who have a lot of makeup would buy this for themselves. Like, it seems more like a gift product, and I don't think these things get a really good review, except for the fact that it has a lot of product. That seems to be the good thing about it. Let's see, what do we have here? So, Sephora Collection Enchanted Sky Eyeshadow Palette. It looks cute. I've used the Sephora Collection eyeshadows before, and they're not the greatest. And it's $13 though, so that'd be like a cute little stocking stuffer. BECCA's Lip Icing Glow Gloss Kit, Becca and Chrissy Teigen. Doesn't really speak to me. I kind of want to try some more BECCA products because I haven't tried any of the new stuff, and I've heard really good things about some of their glosses, but this particular set, like the colors just aren't things that I'd wear much, except for maybe the pink shade, maybe, but just in general, it's not something that I think I would use. Hourglass has the Confession Vault Lipstick Collection, $420. Whenever they have these vaults of like everything in full size, I just don't know who's buying it. Who decides like, yes, I'm going to buy every single one of these lipsticks? It seems weird to me because if you liked the formula, you probably already have at least one, if not more than one, to want to commit to all of them. So then buying the vault actually wouldn't be saving you any money. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, and that's a lot of money and a lot of lipstick. Replica has a little travel set of some of their perfume, which is interesting to me because I see one of them is Beach Walk. So it's Beach Walk, Lazy Sunday, and Jazz Club. Jazz Club is probably not one that I would like. Lazy Sunday sounds interesting, but it almost, I think it's something that I wouldn't like that much because it has a lot of white flowers in it, which is something that my skin doesn't really react well with, like my body chemistry. NARS has the Velvet Matte Lipstick Pencil Vault for $204. $204. Wow. I actually do like the Velvet Matte lip pencils, but I wouldn't want all of them. I think there's definitely a few in there that I would never use. So again, the vaults seem so strange to me, just because I wouldn't buy them. CIATE has a Glitter Storm eyeshadow palette. Glitter Storm, I like that name. So it's a 9-shade eyeshadow palette with a mesmerizing starry snow globe case. So it's not actually all glittery shadows though. It's more about the case than it is about the glitter. Okay, the glitter case is really pretty. 100%. I'd love that as like a case I could just put single shadows in, but I feel like it's really misleading because it's not a there's like 3 glittery shadows out of the 9 for $50. No, I do want the case though. I really would buy the case. If it was like $25 with no shadows in it, just empty, I'd buy it. Even if it's not something that I, you know, want to buy, I appreciate when they do something different because that means that there's the possibility that other brands will see that and do different things and so on and so on. Because you really need some brands to take the initiative and make a change so that we're not just seeing the same like handful of warm toned eyeshadows or the same sort of products we've been seeing month after month, year after year. So some brands need to take it on and decide that they're going to be the ones to make the difference. NATASHA Denona has the Chroma Crystal top coats, which look really interesting to me because of course they do. I really like NATASHA DENONA. So there's Full Metal Black and Full Metal Bronze. I'd probably use the bronze one a lot, but I really don't need a top coat. They look pretty. They look pretty. I feel like I would use it, but it's not something that I feel like I need to buy. I don't feel like it will enhance the stuff that I already have, but I've heard good things about those sort of top coat single products because you can really use them to layer on top of other things, and I've heard that they're really quick and easy, and that's a really good thing for like day-to-day makeup. Urban Decay has a Hex Remedy Mini 24/7 eyeliner set, and there is 5, I think. I don't know if I can't click on the Urban Decay ones. It's just the Urban Decay ones. They've blocked me. So I see a purple, a black, looks like a beige, and a blue, and an orange, I think. It's a little hard to tell from the little tiny picture because it won't actually ever let me click on just the Urban Decay ones. But that seems like a pretty good deal. It is minis, but the Urban Decay eyeliners are really good. It's kind of a weird assortment of shades. And of course there's a black, which makes sense because I feel like it's probably Perversion, and that's one of like their most notable 24/7 eyeshadows, but I feel like a lot of people have black eyeliners and they don't need to get another black eyeliner. I'm surprised that GUERLAIN still sells the Meteorites. This is a different one, Electric Pearls, $81. It's one of like the oldest known products that I can remember, and I only remember seeing them at the drugstore because the drugstore here, Shoppers, always sold GUERLAIN forever, as long as I can remember, and I always remembered seeing them and thinking that they were so prestigious, and you know, it was sort of like that makeup goal. And then as I got older I was like, I'm not spending that kind of money on that, and something that I'd probably never use. And it's one of those things that sometimes I look at them and I'm like, wow, I can't believe that still sells. Like, I feel like it was something that would last forever, so people are still buying it, obviously. I can't say anything about that. Peter Thomas Roth Mask Frenzy, $95 for 6 masks. That's actually a pretty good deal. Peter Thomas Roth has some pretty good masks. A Deborah Lippmann Party Animal Nail Set. I've never tried Deborah Lippmann nail polish. I don't think so anyway. $52 for quite a few polishes. Looks really nice. I need to replace some of my nail polishes, but I'm not going to buy a set of a formula that I've never tried before. No. Lancome Starlight Sparkle Dual Finish Highlighter Palette. Looks kind of boring in the pan. Even the swatches don't look very exciting, but it looks very natural. So, okay, I get that. Pesh, Buff, and Pink. So it's more like a everyday sort of highlight, which makes sense for Lancome because I feel like they're more of an everyday makeup brand as opposed to like the Instaglam see you from space kind of highlighter. So that's it for what I see specifically under View All, but I'm going to take a quick look under Makeup and see what they show first. Ah, see, it's totally different. They're showing a lot of eyeshadow palettes first. The first thing I see here is the Anastasia Sultry eyeshadow palette, which I really like the concept of. I love that it's cool toned. I love that they did that finally. I love the inspiration because I remember Norvina talking about the cool toned smoky eyes that people who worked at MAC always used to rock and how that was her inspiration. I just don't feel like I need it. I feel like I have a lot of cool tones, even though I don't tend to wear them that often, because as much as I'm always talking about how I want cool tones, like I will wear like blue and green and purple, but as it comes to like neutral cool tones, I feel like I don't wear them very often. So, and I also really don't like the Anastasia matte formula. The metallics are lovely and I love using them so much, but the mattes I really don't like, and that's been an easy way for me to kind of talk myself out of the new Anastasia palettes, because especially where I've been panning the Mario, I just don't like the matte formula. Just do not like it. Too Faced Gingerbread Spice eyeshadow palette. I really like the color scheme of this. I think I talked about this before. Some of these things I've talked about before, like the Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette, the Huda Beauty Obsessions palette. I have the Emerald one. Do not recommend. I still think I'm going to do like a 2 looks 1 palette and like a little mini review, but the wear of that particular palette on me is awful. And I love the color stories though. I love it so much, and I hope other brands follow suit with more different colors. So we don't just see like the orange version of it, but we actually see more purple shadows, we see more greens, we see more blues. Fenty has a metallic eye and lip crayon set, which looks interesting, $48. It looks kind of fun. I really like the metallic stuff that Fenty's been coming out, like the glitter and the shimmer, the metallic, the shiny stuff. I'm really hoping that like a dewy, more natural looking foundation follows, because that would be so good, so good. I'd be all over that. I don't want to repurchase the matte foundation because I just haven't wanted my skin to be matte. I feel like there's a lot of fun stuff to still talk about, but I'm gonna call it here because I could just be here all day which wouldn't bother me at all. Maybe it would be more suited for like a live stream type thing as opposed to just like a recorded video, because then I could actually talk about stuff in real time. But that's a thought for another day. Anyway, that is all from me. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have your eye on anything, or if you've purchased anything, or if you have any thoughts about any of the things that I've talked about. Would you or will you buy it? I'm really curious. I really just love to chat a little bit about makeup. Thank you once again for hanging out with me today, and I hope we get a chance to chat soon. Bye for now. After all that crying to get in, I know you don't like the lights. Listen, listen. Sunshine. I can't keep you in here because I know you'll play with everything. Look. Yes, I know. Okay. Hi, Purball. Hi, baby. I know, you're so fluffy. You can't jump on the light. No, you can't jump on the light, baby.